and welcome to this LinkedIn Live on activating an abundance mindset for increased income, freedom, and joy in 2024. Who doesn't want more of that? I'm super excited to have my lovely guest, Kate Hunter, with me today. If any of you watched the HSP Awakening Summit last year, you'll recognize Kate. I interviewed her there. And today we're going to be chatting all about abundance. And I think it's so important if you want to succeed in your business or in your career to welcome in that abundance mindset. So before I bring up Kate on the screen, I'm just going to mess around for a little bit and just put this in and ask, let us know if you are here live, because it's always nice to know somebody's watching and listening. And if you're watching on replay, don't be shy. Let us know where in the world you're joining us from. And we'd love you to go away and connect with like minds today, as well as learn from Kate. So I'm going to ring up Kate, and before I do, I'm going to read a little bio for her because she's amazing. And she's all about activating this abundance mindset. So she calls herself the Abundance Activation Coach, and she's a qualified exec coach with 20 years experience of working within learning and development, teaching, and executive coaching industries. Okay, so I can see, oh, there's a comment, great. Hello, whoever this is. Sadly, LinkedIn Lives don't always show who the person is, so don't worry. If you want us to know, type in your name. I can see Sally. Hi, Sally. And I can see Cornelia. Hi. Oh, hi. I didn't know you were down in painting, so I'm just in Tinmouth. So hello. So thanks anyone joining us. We really appreciate it. I'm just about to bring up the wonderful Kate. And Kate believes that when her clients explore their inner worlds, integrate their shadows, and activate a true, authentic abundance, they can live a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside and have a wider impact on the world. I'm going to get Kate to say a little bit more about herself because I've kind of rushed that. So bear with me, I'm going to get her up on the stage now. So hello, lovely Kate, welcome. Great to see you here.
Thank you. Brilliant to be here, Jen. Thank you so much. And this is like one of my favourite topics in the whole wide world. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I can see some comments there. Sheila's saying she's in a very wet Southampton, needing some abundance. Yes, don't we all? It's raining here in Gloucestershire today as well. So actually, yes, we're here to look at that. So today is actually speaking about the activating the abundance mindset piece of it. So this has a huge ripple effect into how we can receive abundance in our world and in our life. So as I say, it's one of my favorite topics. It's what I do with my clients. And, we go into a really deep level. We can look at all aspects of what's going on kind of internally. And I love to blend the kind of neuroscience bit with the metaphysical universal laws and add that kind of spiritual magic to the piece as well. Because when we realize that we're kind of way more powerful than just our physical being, when we can tap into the kind of non-physical piece, that's when things get ignited and activated. And that's when things show up in our world in the physical sense, and we can really start to feel abundant in all its forms.
Amazing. And I love that you come at it from the spiritual angle as well as obviously the business angle. So that's amazing. Thanks everyone joining. I'm going to go into the first question with Kate because I know we don't have much for this live today, but she does have an amazing goodie that she's going to share at the end for people who want to go deeper. Mm-hmm. So keep tuning in and we'll mention that at the end. So quick question for you. Okay, so you say abundance is not just a buzzword. So what does it really mean to you, and why are you so passionate about helping people to activate it for themselves, and why 2024? Why is it important in 2024?
2024 is just this big juicy year for abundance. Okay, and the reason why is in kind of numerology, 2024 equals 8. So 2 + 0 + 2 + 4 is 8, and 8 in numerology is symbolic of prosperity and abundance. Okay, so when you turn that 8 on its side, it becomes the infinity sign. So actually, we've got this year that is kind of there setting the scene for us around infinite abundance and prosperity. So I'm like, you know what, the energy coming into this year for myself and clients already, and I can see that playing out. So 2024 is it, right? It is the year to set the foundations for this infinite abundance, which is available to all of us, right? And abundance, that question, what is abundance? It's such a big question, and it means different things to different people. But for me, it's, abundance is your birthright. It is available to everybody. It's available there to all of us at all times, regardless of your current experience, how you were brought up, where you are in your life right now. The beautiful thing is that you can tap into that stream of abundance at any point. Okay, so there's a lovely phrase, there's a lovely saying from Abraham Hicks, which is, there is a stream of well-being that flows. You can either allow it or resist it, but it flows just the same. And that's the same for abundance, right? It exists in all forms all of the time, but actually it's an energetic frequency. So actually, if abundance is an energetic frequency, we need to understand that we are also energetic frequencies.
Yeah.
Actually, so for me, abundance is about tapping into those energetic frequencies and realizing that we're worthy and deserving of abundance in all its forms. And that if we're out of flow with it, that we can do things to tune back into it at any point, right? We're all human, we're all having a physical human experience, and we all experience things in life that can kind of take us out of flow sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's about when you ignite that abundance mindset as a practice, and that's what we're going to talk more about today, is if I understand that I'm energy and I'm a frequency, I can tap into it at any point. And so abundance for me is way more than just the physical things. Yes, it's beautiful to have the money and the kind of holidays and the luxuries, and you're all deserving of that, all deserving of that. But it's also about abundance of freedom and choice and health and happiness and fulfillment, and there's other kind of intangible things that are an effect that abundance has on our lives. But you kind of said about, why do I believe it's so important? Why am I calling myself the Abundance Activation Coach? Because I believe that as human beings, if we are fully activated in our abundance, our right to be abundant, we can create more impact on the world. We have more resources to give back and be of service in some way. We are on our soul's mission, our path that feels purposeful. And so we can be more impactful. When we're living in a place of lack or scarcity, we are shrinking from the world and we are less impactful. That's what I believe anyway.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love your focus on energy as well. I'm a massive believer in energy goes where energy flows. And I think a lot of the reasons that people work with us as business owners is not just because of what we do, it's our energy. And if your energy is flat, you can start to get into that scarcity mindset. So you really have to get your energy back and look after yourself. A lot of self-care to get into this abundance mindset. And I'm totally in it now, but if anyone's listening and you're not, don't worry. I mean, I was I would say scarcity mindset for the first year of my business, because I just didn't feel like I knew what I was doing, or that I was worthy of charging certain prices, or it was a big scarcity mindset, and it was a massive block for me. And I think it was stemmed from like my family and just my upbringing and everything. But I know leaning into this abundance mindset is just so crucial for just a happier life, and so I love everything that you're saying, and the focus on the energy as well, because I always hear from my clients, the reason they booked in was my energy. So it's, obviously they want help at LinkedIn, but energy is so important. And I think if you're not in the right energy now in January, it can be hard after Christmas, all the food and drink. I've had so much cheese and chocolate. My energy is a little bit down. It's important to reset. And Kate will admit herself, she was a little bit run down at the weekend, and she's a trooper. She's come on today, and you wouldn't know that she could potentially have a cough and fit any minute, because she's so passionate about this. She wanted to show up. She's on her honey 11, and she wanted to show up because she's in her abundant mindset. So she's like, yep, I'm gonna do it. So I love everything you've said there. So I'm gonna jump on to the next one. So the title of this live today is about activating an abundance mindset. Why does it matter so much? What's it all about?
So the mindset piece is a sneaky way of kind of bringing in the frequency piece too. Okay, so most people can get on board with the fact that we exist with a certain mindset, and whether our mindset is healthy or, you know, feeling you're lower in mindset wise, your resources, but actually your words, your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings create the way that you behave and the way that you show up in this world. So actually, because we are all energy, the words that we're thinking and the words that we're saying to ourselves create our belief systems, and our belief systems actually emit the frequency that we are in this world. It's that reason why, you know, you come across some people and you're kind of like, they're saying the right things, but there's something about them. There's something about them. So we're reading energy all of the time. And so I like to kind of share with my clients, like, think about it this way. If you are saying, I really want abundance. I want abundance. I want this. I want more income. I want more freedom. I want more joy. But you are tuned into a different radio station. Okay, so imagine like those old radio stations where you tuned in and you're tuned into something different.
Yeah.
You can only hear and receive from that radio station what you are tuned into. So if your words are based on lack and scarcity and fear and limitation, you are embodying that. That becomes your being. And, you know, 2023, the years before it, have been tough. So energetically, people have been impacted by a lot of fear in this world. So it's understandable. So I say all of this without judgment, by the way. It's understandable that energetically our frequency might be kind of at a lower level. It might be in scarcity and lack because of all the stories about cost of living and things like that and those experiences. But actually, what if you had the power, and you do, to retune at any point? Now, the first step is to become aware of what radio station you are tuned into. So if you are tuned into Lack FM right now, no judgment, but the power is an awareness. So Lack FM might look like, actually, I haven't got time for this. I can't possibly do that because I have no choice in the matter. It is like, you know, it's time limitations, it's money limitations, it's the perception that things are being done to you, not for you, and you have no control over that. So notice your words around topics like health. You know, I'm always tired, like I have no energy. Like all of these things are contributing to your frequency or what radio station you are tuned into right this moment. Okay, so that's actually Lack FM, where you can retune at any point. And this is what I go into more with my clients, is how to retune, you know, how to build these daily practices where you can start to retune over time so that you can be a frequency match for Abundance FM. Right? Infinite Abundance FM, whatever you want to call it, Prosperity FM. You know, you've got to be tuned in so you can receive. And it's an energy exchange, it's a frequency. And unless you are willing to kind of look at and build awareness around that mindset piece, yes, but actually what you believe about abundance and what you believe about your options and your choices and your sense of freedom in this world, you know, that's where the magic happens, when you're able to go, do you know what? I get to choose and I can reset at any point.
Wow, I love that. And I love the Lack FM. We don't want Lack FM. I'd love actually to get people to engage today. So if you've got any questions for Kate, don't be shy. And I'd love you to just even type Abundance FM in the comments, because I think we all need, or infinite abundance, whatever feels good for you, because I think we need to all try and tune into this station this year. And it's not always easy, but I love what Kate says. You know, we have the ability to switch the dial and to tune back in. And I know a lot of people might feel, you know, preconditioned towards that kind of scarcity mindset, that kind of lack, but you can change. And I think only when you do change can you get those results that you want in your life, whether it is increased income for your business or your career, or prosperity, happiness, you have to really dial into the abundance. So yeah, I love this. So Cornelia has said abundance FM, here I come. Hello Nora, lovely to have you from Hawaii. Hello. So I'm just showing a few of these. Too much to challenge. Yeah, exactly, Veronica. Lovely to see you here as well. And thank you, Walter. This is lovely of you. So a bit of compliments for you here. Loads of good stuff coming in. So yeah, I love seeing Veronica said abundance FM and Walter, brilliant. Because I do find I think one of my common objections for people who want results on LinkedIn and they want more clients and leads is kind of like, I don't have the money. I'll come back to you when I get it. And I'm like, well, you don't have the money now, which is why I'm here to help you. And there's that kind of lack mindset of, just leaning into the position you're in now and not being forward thinking and thinking, well, actually, if I do this, that will actually get me the abundance. So they're kind of, I know a lot of the people I get objections from are stuck in more of a lack mindset, and I feel for them. And I think it's the first thing you need to really work on in business. And there's just so much hype about productivity and doing things as opposed to the human being and the mindset. And mindset is always the start, because we can all do all the things, but if we don't feel in that right kind of mindset or that right energy, it's not going to be a good execution. We could have come on here today and we're both a little bit run down, and we'd admit that, but we could have come on and just been very monotone, and we're going to talk to you today about abundance, and it just wouldn't be the same. But we've chose to lead into it for the half an hour to to just help as many people as possible, and you really need to do that. So yeah, I love all of this, all the comments coming in as well, and yeah, we can suggest books for you. Kay, have you got any good book that you can suggest? I've had a few people, Vikash has asked, do we have any good books?
Oh gosh, I've got so many good books. It's like where to begin. It's dependent on the kind of individual's journey and things like that as well. So I don't want to blanket sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, I can afterwards put in the comments some suggestions, but it depends on where you are on your journey of kind of understanding around, are you more a spiritual person? Is there more stuff on a mindset, that sort of thing, where you can start? But, certainly I'm hoping that this will be the beginning of the journey for some people. But for other people, it would be like, do you know what, Kate, I know this already, and I've read some of the books, but I'm not doing it, or I'm not feeling it or sensing it. And it's just knowing that you're human. We fall out of habits sometimes, and you can tune back in at any point. So it's having what I call a bit of a comeback recipe. When you are out of flow with abundance, it's like knowing the things to come back to. And again, that's what I help my clients do, is build that really simplistic abundance comeback recipe that you can tune into. You can activate at any point, because it's the cumulative effect of things. It's not about doing big sweeping things. It's about the small little things that accumulate and become your experience and your frequency in life. And then things start to show up and flow.
Yeah, I love that. Baby steps and keeping it simple. That's what I'm all about. So I'm going to hop into the next question. So what are 3 ways that our viewers today can rewire to abundance FM, and how could that affect their income, freedom and joy in 2024?
Yeah. So again, this we can go really in depth here, but I'm going to try and keep it really top level so people can take away some things that they can do today to actually start to shift their reality with abundance and the things that they want to show up in their world. Okay. So the first thing, there's 3 things I'm going to suggest today. The first thing is become aware of your thoughts and your stories around abundance, or the things that you are trying to call in. So you have to make the things that are subconscious to you at the moment conscious, so that you can do something about them. You can start to reframe them, shift them, work on them, clear them out. But until you become aware, you're just going to live with it, and you're going to repeat the habits and the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs that you've got in place at the moment. So number 1, become aware. That might be just like, you know what, thinking about money. What what do I feel about money? What are my belief systems about money? Where do they come from? And, take some topics, relationships. How do I feel about relationships? Where, because you may not be down in all areas, it's this bit, but doing a bit of an abundance audit for yourself. It's like, actually, there may be pockets in your life where you are fully abundant. You feel very fully abundant, maybe love and support or health and happiness. That maybe there are certain topics where actually you're not seeing the level of abundance that you would like to see. And that is where you raise awareness, particularly. So really start to tune into raising awareness, maybe journaling, writing down some of your belief systems around those topics. The second thing, which is so fun to do when you start doing it, is track abundance in all its forms. And I am talking about in all its forms, okay? Once you get going, there'll be no stopping you. But I have an abundance tracker and I give them to my clients too. And we track everything. So if I get 40% off at Mindful Chef and I've saved myself, I don't know, £15 on healthy, gorgeous meals, and it's going on my abundance tracker. If I've received a lunch bought for me from somebody and that is so lovely and giving of them and it feels abundant, it's going on my tracker.
Yeah.
If I get a voucher through the door, it's going on my tracker. And I track abundance in all its forms. And what that does is not only does it raise my frequency, it also trains my brain. There's a part of our brain that is filtering information called the reticulating activating system. So it's training that part of our brain to show you more evidence of abundance. So the abundance tracker is something you can do today. You can literally, I've got a tracker on my phone. So it's available to me at all times and I just note things down and it feels really good when I do. And I make a habit out of doing it daily. So become aware, track abundance in all forms. And then the third thing is become grateful for the abundance that you have in your life right now and the things that you see. Because, you would have read this over and over again, people talking about practice daily gratitude, etc. But think about frequency. Gratitude is the highest frequency that our body can resonate at. And this is measured through science, not just me saying it. We emit a really high frequency when we're in a state of gratitude. So the more we can bring ourselves into gratitude, the higher our frequency. And guess what? We attract more things to be grateful for. Abundance into our space becomes a physical reality. So if you start doing those three things, then you are starting to shift and retune into Abundance FM. And you can begin today, even if you pick one of those things today, start with the abundance tracker, one thing, and start tracking. I guarantee you will see things show up in your world where you'll be like, oh, wow, that's a bit of a synchronistic moment. I wasn't expecting that. You'll see more and more ways that things can flow to you with ease.
Oh, I love that. I love your tracker. I think it's amazing. And yeah, I love the way you put anything on it, whether it's a coffee. I won a competition a few days ago of a hotel stay, and I've won a lot of competitions. And my husband thinks I'm a little bit mad, but I always say I'm going to win this because I always do. So I think the more you train your brain, the more you get used to it. And the old me would have thought, no, I'm not going to win it, but now I'm like, I am. Let's go for it. And so I love that you're tracking everything, whether it's a meal or it could be a coffee from your friend, because it just trains your brain that you're used to getting that flow towards you. And I think it's definitely something I struggled with as an empath, because I don't know, you're one as well, Kate. When you're kind and you're a giver, it was tricky for me to kind of get that flow because I like giving. Yeah. So it's definitely something I've had to work on. So yeah, I love the idea of your tracker.
But think about it this way: the more that you receive, the more that you can share and give to, right? But when you are blocking off the flow of receiving, you're not in flow with the infinite abundance that's available to everybody. Actually, it becomes a scarcity thing. It's like, I've got this, I need to pass it on. And the universe goes, she doesn't really want that. So I won't deliver that again.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I know we've only got a few minutes left, but if anyone's listening today and you love all these topics, Kate is going to be doing a wonderful webinar next week and going into way more detail. She's got 100 slots. So if you are listening and you're connected to Kate or me, send us a DM and she will send you the link. Or if you want, in the chat below here, just type in ticket. So it's going to be free. I'm going to be a special guest. I have to figure out what I'm going to talk about in relation to LinkedIn and abundance. So I'm excited. But if you're into that, do let us know. And we'll put the details on the LinkedIn event page for this as well. So we were tracking before today. We know over 140 of you have booked into this live. So we're super excited. And we hope to see most of you on the webinar. Like we said, there's only 100 spots. So I'm just going to ask one more question to Kate before we wrap up. So lots of gurus mention money mindset. What is this and how does it create an impact on our income?
Yeah, money mindset is a big, big topic. So what I will say on this one is that money mindset is basically your wealth consciousness. So it is, again, your frequency. It's where you're at with your money stories. Okay, so it's your set point for what you can receive. Now, your money mindset is usually informed throughout your childhood, the way that you were brought up, the words that were said around you about money, about how easy it was to receive money or how difficult it was to get inflow with money. But money is energy. Money wants to flow. It wants to flow to you, right? It wants to come in. But when we have these stories around limitations and it's not possible for me, and, you know, my family aren't that way and we never have been, and we're carrying that energy with us, you know, it can't flow. And many people also get into the habit of, you know, saving for a rainy day and having this holding on to money energy. And, you know, I certainly was taught to be very good with money, you know, save it up and think about the future and things like that. And then I learned a new way and I shifted my consciousness. And it was actually, if money needs to flow, then I'm going to have spending pots rather than saving pots. So this is my kind of one tip for people, is to actually think about the language you use around money. I have spending pots which have intention behind them. So in my bank account, there's a way of segmenting my money, and I have spending pots for well-being and spending pots for loving kindness, which means I'm donating to people and causes that I feel caused to donate to, or spending pots for my son's education or things like that. But calling them spending pots means that the intention is it comes in and it's meant to flow.
Yeah.
Not be hung on to live life because of the risk of it going and that fear around, oh, there isn't enough. So it is a huge topic. Wealth consciousness is essentially your frequency, your belief systems around money. And people can get very, very, very kind of uptight about their belief systems around money. And it can be quite controversial to sometimes say that, you know what, you get a choice in this. And they're like, well, it's just not possible for me. It's not possible. Actually, it is possible for you. It's possible for anybody to reset your belief systems, your frequency at any time, so that you can create this new point in time. You get to shift the reality for yourself, your family, and create a new template around money. I love money. It's just fabulous. It amplifies us in so many ways. And we can be of more service. The more money we have, the more that we can be who we're meant to be in this world.
Oh, I love that. And I love money in the sense of the freedom and the choice that it gives you. It just gives you a much happier life. And it doesn't have to be about you having all the money. Like you said, it can be, you know, about treating other people, supporting charity. It can be about, you know, creating more of an impact and a legacy. And I think, yeah, I definitely struggled with money mindset. When I started in business, it was like one of my biggest blocks. So I think people are really going to, you know, value your expertise in your webinar. So do you want to tell us just a little bit about what you're going to be chatting about? And like we said, we will share the link if you type ticket, or if you DM us, we'll give it to you after.
Yeah.
yeah, we just want to offer it to you people who came on the live first before we start promoting it elsewhere. Okay.
Yeah. So the webinar is free, as you say. So that's abundance to begin with, because I've not shared this in a webinar or anything kind of public like this before. It's called the Abundance Blueprint. So the webinar is called the Abundance Blueprint: 3 steps to receive, activate and amplify increased abundance in 2024 and beyond. I created a blueprint around abundance about 3 years ago, which I share with my clients. And I haven't put it out there really. And actually, it's time the world had this, more of this, because actually, once you see that there is this blueprint, which I've created based on all my knowledge, expertise, reading all of the books, following all the gurus, doing my own kind of inner work on this, created a pathway so that people can follow the steps so that you are moving in flow with abundance in your life, whatever that means to you, because you get to decide, right? You get to decide what abundance means to you. But it's a lot to do with awakening kind of within you new belief systems and new perspectives in life. So that's what it is. It's the Abundance Blueprint. As I say, I've never shared this stuff publicly before. So, but I feel really called to kind of get it out there and say, this is part of the blueprint. When people work with me for 8 weeks on the Abundance Blueprint program, obviously they get the full process, but in 1 hour, I can give you a really good introduction to it. And I really want that to be interactive and people to ask questions along the way too. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be next Tuesday at 12:30 to 1:30. The lovely Jen is going to be on too, because, there is an abundance blueprint for everything that Jen does. And energetically, we really match really well. And we kind of share a similar purpose and mission around, how we want to serve and, give back to other people too, and the way that we work with our clients too. So it's a kind of a beautiful pairing. And yeah, super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too as well, because I just think this is such an important topic, and I'm loving all this feedback. Thank you, Cornelia. And a lot of people are saying, "Take it, please, take it, please." So I'm really excited. So I am mindful of that. We've gone a tiny bit over time, and so thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to put up my sexy little ticker at the bottom of the screen yet. So thank you for joining us today. If you're not already connected to us, don't be shy, reach out. We'd love to link up with you if you want help, whether it's LinkedIn abundance or abundance in general. But Kate, don't be shy. Otherwise, we hope to see you next week on the webinar, and we wish you a great week ahead. Thank you so much, Kate, for being an amazing guest. I know you've got the call, but you were a trooper and nobody knew. And go and have a well-deserved lie down now.
Take care, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for engaging, everyone. Bye.